Well, joining us now is Courtney Axline with Learning RX, and today we are talking about building resilience in our kids. Well, Courtney, thanks so much for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so of course, building resilience, we'll start out with this question of, how can parents do this?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things, even going back to when they're super young. Don't let your kids win just because you feel bad because they lose, in Candyland, all of those things. But also as they get older, really build in the yet. So I can't do this yet, so that they understand that failure is okay and they will be able to get it eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. And are there any certain activities parents can do with their kids to help with this process?
Yeah, so anytime you're playing board games, even just being able to talk to your children about things that you have done, that you failed at, and you've gotten better. Even looking at professional athletes and, those types of things. How many times have they failed, but they got back up and they were able to succeed? Those things are so important. Even, in their sporting events, even if they don't keep score and talk about it, so that they know that you're not always going to win, and that will help build that mental resilience.
Yeah, that's such a good point of, you need to fail sometimes. And do you often see that that's a little bit of a challenge for kids to, process that and be like, well, isn't failing not good?
Right, yeah, exactly. We see that all the time where they say, oh, I didn't get it the first time, and so, I'm never going to be able to read, or I'm never going to be able to problem solve. And those are things they can do at home too, is don't just solve your kids' problems for them.
Yes.
Ask them open-ended questions. If they can't figure something out, don't just jump in and save the day, because then they learn that, oh, somebody will do it for me, and they don't have to build that, mentality that they can fail and still come out okay.
Yeah, you got to do it yourself. And
exactly.
learn. So yeah, and are there any other challenges that you see families running into with this?
Yeah, I mean, it does. It comes back to even if they fail at home, in school, in the athletic, world or band or whatever they're doing, it just, if you don't talk about how it's okay to fail and how to work through those things and even debrief with, what happened and what did you learn, then they just won't build that mental resilience, and you'll just find that failure over and over again, and that self-esteem declines as well.
Absolutely. And I imagine that can often come with some challenges for parents as well, because I'm not a parent, of course, I can't speak for parents, but I imagine it's it's a learn as you go.
Exactly. Exactly. And it is, as a parent, it's uncomfortable to see your kids fail. But what I tell families all the time is you have to be comfortable seeing your kids mentally uncomfortable, because that's how they will grow, and you're not doing them any service by doing it for them.
Yeah, well, that is very well said. Well, Courtney, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for being here today. And stick with TV9, and we'll be right back.